Hey guys, Joel's coming at you with a quick reasoning session today, and today I'm going to be talking about the Egyptian name that was given to Joseph.
Come now and let us reason together. Come now, we can talk it over.
And if you like these videos, you can follow me either on Rumble or I also post on Zappit. Thing is, YouTube is doing crazy stuff with the algorithm and shadow banning, but you know what? They can't ban this message. They can't ban truth. And I'm just going to take this message to other platforms, and the light's going to shine for those of us that are ready for it. So with that out of the way, I'm just going to jump right into it. Now Joseph, or Yosef as he's called in the Hebrew, went to Egypt, and because he interpreted the dream of Pharaoh, he was given the second highest position of authority in all of Egypt. The only person with more authority than him was the Pharaoh. And an interesting thing is that in Egypt, which is to the west of Israel, Joseph was given this honor, and in the east, in Babylon, Daniel was given the same honor. And for Joseph, it says Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen and put a gold chain about his neck. And in terms of Daniel, he was given the same gold chain of honor. But in verse 45, we see that Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath Paneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, which is actually priest of Heliopolis, which is the city of the sun. In Egyptian, this is Ra, one of the highest priesthoods in all of Egypt. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. But the term Zaphnath Paneah has been the subject of some controversy, and people really can't figure out what it means. But I'm going to break down what source has led me to on what the interpretation of this name means and how it can relate to us the more we dig into the nature of source, and source reveals to us those hidden secrets. Now, Zaphnath Paneah is a compound word, and the first part of it comes from the term tzafon, which is used to describe the north wind. By extension, it means the north side, or just the northerly direction of things. But really, this term is derived from either mysteries or hidden things or treasures. So this name actually means he who reveals the mysteries. And we saw that when he revealed the meaning of Pharaoh's dream. I did a video on this before covering both Joseph and Daniel. But these mysteries, or this treasury, is actually that of the glorious rest. And that glorious rest comes from knowing the meaning of all things in source. This is what the Hebrew term in the Hebrew scriptures means. But obviously, Pharaoh wasn't speaking Hebrew. He was speaking Egyptian. And the Egyptian name is where the real meaning lies. If we trace this term as it appears in the Septuagint, Sontam Panach, in through the Coptic, which is later Egyptian, we see that it's the term Sotum Panex. Sotum is derived from the term soter, which literally means salvation. And that can mean salvation of the ages. But that Panech actually has the root for the word rank in it, the symbol of eternal life to the ancient Egyptians. And that can mean the salvation of ages, or the salvation that brings eternal life. Some Egyptologists and some scholars of the Egyptian language have argued that the actual Egyptian name is Jed Pernechayu Fanch, and that means the God, or Elohim, who speaks and lives. And it's interesting that while Joseph is explaining the meaning of Pharaoh's dream to him, he uses the term Elohim. He doesn't talk about Yahweh, and even Daniel does the same thing. It's all about the Elohim. It's that ultimate source. It's that fundamental divine nature of divinity itself. Yahweh represents cyclical justice, and it represents that covenant that what you sow, so shall you reap. But Elohim describes source in its entirety, and it's that essence that reveals the hidden things. Like Daniel says in chapter 2, verse 22, he reveals the deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. And Joseph said the same thing when he revealed the meaning to Pharaoh. He said, "It is not me. God or Elohim shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. So credit to where credit's due. And it's because of this, they were given the highest available position of authority in all the land. Because the king over the region realized the power and the authority by which these people were speaking. And yes, Joseph was the physical man that carried out and embodied this essence, but that name was actually given to the God that lives inside of him, the Netcher, the Elohim. And that is what speaks and lives inside all of us. So tap in and really get in tune with Source, because Source can open doors to hidden knowledge, to inspiration, to these deep and hidden things about your own destiny that you could have never figured out with your own ego. But once you tap into Source, things will just unfold and you'll start living your best life yet that you couldn't even have imagined before. But all of a sudden, these dominoes are lining up and falling into place right in front of you. So, I love you guys. I'll check you in the next reasoning sesh. Joel signing out once again. Agape. Salaam. Namaste. Shalom.